It started as a seemingly ordinary Friday evening. I was sitting on the couch, finishing some paperwork, when my wife, Jessica, walked into the living room, her coat in hand and a confident smile on her face. "I'm going out tonight," she said casually. At first, I didn't think much of it. We both had our social lives, our routines. But something in her tone, the slight hesitation, the way she avoided eye contact, made me pause. I looked up from my papers and said quietly but firmly, "If you go, don't come back." She froze. For a moment, I thought I had misjudged my own words. But no, something shifted in her expression. Her smile faltered. She didn't respond immediately. Then she walked toward the door, leaving me sitting there in stunned silence. Hours passed. I tried to focus on work, on the small tasks of daily life, but my mind kept wandering. Every noise outside, every shadow, made me anxious. I didn't know where she was or what she was doing, and for the first time in years, I felt a deep, gnawing fear of losing someone I thought I knew completely. Late that night, I received a message. Short, simple, cold. "Don't wait up. I'm not coming back tonight." My heart sank. I didn't shout. I didn't cry, at least not immediately. I just stared at the screen, feeling a mix of disbelief, sadness, and a creeping sense of inevitability. Something in me had known this was coming, but hearing it confirmed broke something inside. The next morning, I woke to an empty house. Her belongings were still there, but she wasn't. The silence was deafening. The absence of the woman I had shared years of my life would made every corner of the house feel like a reminder of loss. I called her, texted her, even asked friends and neighbors, but no one knew where she was. And then came the truth. She had spent the night with someone else. Not a friend, not a colleague, but someone I had always suspected she had been close to behind my back. It was betrayal in its purest, most painful form. The person I trusted more than anyone had chosen to leave, not over a fight, not over a misunderstanding, but over someone else entirely. In the days that followed, I had to make a choice. I could either let this destroy me, drown in anger and grief, or I could reclaim my life. I chose the latter. I started by securing my own space. I moved into a small apartment nearby, far enough to create distance, but close enough to continue my work and daily routine. The physical separation helped, but the emotional journey was harder. I reached out to friends I had drifted from over the years, people who reminded me of who I was before the marriage. Slowly, I rebuilt my support system. Therapy sessions became my sanctuary. I learned to sit with the pain, to acknowledge it without letting it control me. Months went by. Jessica tried to contact me multiple times, each attempt more desperate than the last. At first, I ignored her, letting the messages sit unread. Eventually, I responded, not with anger, not with vengeance, but with calm detachment. "I hope you find what you're looking for." I wrote, but I've moved on. I'm rebuilding my life. The relief I felt after sending that message was indescribable. It wasn't revenge, it was liberation. For the first time in months, I felt a sense of control over my life, over my emotions, over my future. A year later, I can look back and see the transformation. The night she left, the betrayal, the emptiness. It all became the catalyst for growth. I focused on my career, my health, my friendships, and myself. I discovered passions I had forgotten, traveled to places I had always wanted to visit, and surrounded myself with people who truly valued me. Betrayal, I realize, doesn't define you. How you respond does. Jessica's choice revealed her character, but it didn't define mine. My choice to reclaim my life, to refuse to be a victim, to move forward with dignity, that was mine and mine alone. Sometimes the people we love most walk away. Sometimes the ones we trust betray us. And sometimes the moment we are abandoned becomes the exact moment we find our strength. I didn't just survive Jessica leaving that night. I rebuilt myself. I became stronger, wiser, and more self-reliant. And in the silence of that empty house, I discovered something invaluable. My worth does not depend on anyone else's choices. Because the night she left, thinking she had the power to hurt me, she unknowingly gave me the greatest gift of all, the chance to rediscover myself.